Hello everyone, it's Dan Boltmaker here with another video. Today I'm gonna spend a few minutes to go over some tips and tricks for maybe those of you who are converting over from console gaming to PC. It's okay, we won't hold that against you that you're finally decided to make the switch. That's of course my dry sense of humor there. I do have a few consoles myself. Yeah, they're paperweights though, or maybe you're just starting out for the first time ever on a PC. I don't want you to go into this blind, so I'm going to give you some tips and tricks to help you get propelled into it a little bit better. Maybe so you don't make some mistakes. I am making this video for a buddy of mine who has just made the switch from Xbox to PC. He actually has a very good PC, so I'm also going to leave this up available if it can help other people out as well. So let's get going. So I'm going to start out with just this Windows Explorer here on the left side. And that can be accessed anywhere. But if you click any folder anywhere on your computer or this folder down here on the taskbar, it's going to open the folder. And then you're going to be met with this Windows Explorer here. Here's where we can navigate to the different folders or hard drives within our PC. So let's start off. If I go to this PC, so my computer currently has 2 hard drives. This smaller one is my main hard drive that houses the operating system. I really don't want to store anything on this hard drive, or store as little as possible on this hard drive, as this one is really just what gets her up and going and gets the engine started. This other hard drive here, 931 gigabytes, this is the hard drive where I'm going to store all of my maybe my downloaded mods. Maybe I have some videos that right now this video is being recorded and it will be written to this hard drive. And then of course, if I install any video games, I'm going to do it all on this hard drive here. So this would be my secondary hard drive. Now you might say, well, I don't have a secondary. I only have one. Okay, well, we'll get onto that then. So let's say you buy, if you got a desktop, let's say you buy another hard drive that you install internally, or maybe you've got a external one that you're going to plug in the USB. So I'm going to go ahead and plug in an external one. Okay, and now that just showed up here. So now we have a third hard drive. So that was pretty easy. All I did was plug in the USB, and now you have a secondary hard drive. Now this is a 915 gigabyte hard drive. Now this Acer shows up here in the Windows Explorer. So if I right click on this, now if you're using Windows 10, you won't be met with this screen. If you right click on this, if I hit show more properties, this is what you'll be met with. And frankly, on Windows 11, I don't like this. It should just be this. All right, so if I right click on that, I can go to format. Now, provided that your hard drive that you just plugged in is empty, I'm guessing you want a brand new empty hard drive for this. I would go into format just like I did. Right click, format. This pops up. File system. I would, if you click this drop down and your hard drive has a option for FAT32, I would recommend not clicking FAT32, as there is limitations on how big of a file you can put on your hard drive with FAT32. So I would try to stay away from FAT32. Let me see here what my main is formatted at. New technology. Okay. Yep. So if your secondary hard drive has the ability to be be formatted at NTFS, I would do that. Okay, allocation size. Yep. Let's just go start. Warning. Yep, I don't have anything on there anyway, so we'll erase. And okay, format complete. So now it is formatted at NTFS. So now, oh, one thing I forgot in format. Let's see here, restore. Oh yeah, you also have the ability to let's reformat it again. So we choose our. You also have the ability to label it. Maybe I don't. So Acer is the brand name. Maybe I want it secondary or gaming. Videos, whatever you're gonna, whatever its intended purpose is. Maybe it's an all-around storage or gaming, or just secondary would really cover all. Let's just format. And let's close that. And oh yeah, so it shows up at videos. So if you would have done this in as secondary or gaming, it would show up as secondary. So if I were to go into my main hard drive that really I'm just using for operating system and a few other things, you're going to be met with program files. And this is where whenever you install a program, it's going to be stored in program files. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go right in here, and if I right click anywhere in this hard drive, right click here and hit new folder. I'm just going to name it program files. Okay. I'm also going to say I'm going to create one downloads. There's a few here. Games. And let's just try. Oh, here. No, let's not do videos because that might get confusing. Mods. Okay. So now when I go to install a folder, let's go back out here. To prevent this from, or not a folder, to prevent this from filling up too quick, when I go to install a program, I'm going to physically have to tell the program to install it on my secondary hard drive. Otherwise, it will probably install on this one, and I don't want that. Okay, so let's take, for example, if I have let's go into download folder. Let's find, here we go. Here is 7-zip, which we're going to touch on this in a little bit anyway. So its destination folder is this is the installer that I downloaded. So its destination folder is the D drive. Let's I didn't touch on that at all, did I? So you have C, D, and E. So I want to install this into the new one. So we're going to install it in the E drive. Let's go back here. Whoops. So I don't want to install it on the D drive program file 7-zip. I want it to be E drive. So I can either just click right here and backspace and change that to E, or I can click the 3 dots over here and then I can navigate through this PC, and here we go, E drive, and then say I want it to go into these are the 4 folders that I just created on that hard drive. So I want it in program files, and then you'd say make new folder, and I want this is for 7-zip. Whoops. 7-zip. All right, so then we'd hit OK. And now it will show up here. That's exactly what I just clicked on. So I can hit install. And it'll install it to that direct. Well, let's do it. I already have it installed on a computer, but we'll install it now. I don't know if it's going to conflict. Is this all close? Okay, so let's go back here in program files and look at there. Nope, didn't do anything. Oh, here we go. There. 7-zip is now installed in my secondary hard drive. I'm not 100% sure what happened there. Anyway, I need to. We're gonna get into 7-zip here in a minute, and I'm gonna show you what you're gonna want 7-zip. But let's take a minute here and go to our start button. If you're on Windows 10, your start button's gonna be over here. I'm gonna hit my Windows 11 start button. So I remember the older versions of Windows, when you'd hit your start button, you could scroll down and it would go through all of the apps or programs on your computer. So let's say we just installed 7-zip and I want to find it, I'd be able to scroll down. It's not so easy on Windows 11. You have to hit this all apps. All right, now I guess I can scroll down. Now, one thing that bugs me about Windows 10 is you have a bunch of stuff like, man, I'm never going to use this stuff. So I would right click here and I would say unpin it to start. If you're on Windows 10, so I only have, can I go back? All of this stuff is stuff here I have pinned to start. So let me think of something that's not pinned to start. Let's go, if I right click on this and say pin to start. Now if I go back, there we go. GTA San Andreas is now pinned to start. You have a bunch of stuff on your Windows 10 when you hit start. I would just go right ahead and right click on, there's a bunch of stuff that comes with Microsoft, like your Solitaire and a bunch of those games that you're probably never going to play. I'd right click on that and unpin from start. Start clearing out a bunch of junk you're not going to use. And maybe if you are an advanced user, you might understand what you are even able to delete off the computer. Instead of doing unpin from start, you might be able to hit uninstall. But if it's something you're not sure about, you might want to wait a little bit till you figure things out. So that's gonna be, once you install programs and apps, that's gonna be, if you don't have the shortcut on your main desktop, that's going to be the main way you're going to find it, is the start and your menu here. So then you'd customize it by searching for you'd search for your app and then you'd say pin to start. I can also say pin to taskbar, which is this bar down here. So let's pin that to taskbar, and now I have a Skyrim. Now I don't even have to hit start. So some of my most important, most frequently used stuff, I can have pinned down here. I'm gonna unpin that from taskbar. Now don't think just because I'm unpinning that from taskbar that I don't use Skyrim. I use it quite frequently. Let's unpin this and unpin. All right, so now let's move on to some utilities that I think you're gonna want. So I just installed 7-zip. Some of you might be saying, well, what the heck is 7-zip? If I go into my, let me back up a minute. In your Windows Explorer scroll over here, there's this you're going to see this default download folder. So when you download anything from the internet, when it's done downloading, you're going to click here and you're going to go here and your download's going to show up. It's probably going to show up at the top, depending on how you have sorted by, let's see, show, or view. No, it'd be in view. Maybe I was in view. Oh, date modified. You're gonna. So anyway, the most recent one you downloaded should be on the top if you sort by date modified. But this downloads onto your main hard drive, which we don't want to fill that downloads up. So that is why in my secondary hard drive, I created a downloads folder. Now, I'm not going to tie my internet browser's downloads to this download folder because I already have that going into my regular secondary. This one I just have here as an example. Tell you what, let me rename this. What am I missing here? Where's rename? Here we go. Rename. Okay, so if I do a bunch of downloading, if I download a couple videos, a couple games, a bunch of mods, I don't want it filling up the download folder here. I want it filling up the download folder here. So I'm going to go to my browser. Get out of here. If I go into settings, settings, privacy. Okay, so you're going to go to your settings. You're going to go to the general if it's Mozilla Firefox. Files and applications. Download, save files to. Notice this is the D drive. So that is on my computer. That is my regular secondary one, not the example secondary. So if I go here and I browse, I can say I want this in, I would have to, oh here, I could probably just go E and download example, select folder. So that's my example. So now save files will always save to the E drive download example. And then do I have to save settings? No. But I'm going to undo that because I don't want download folder. Select folder. That's actually what I want. I was just showing you the example. So now you might, why do I need 7-zip? Let's go to download folder. All right. So I'm going to recommend, well, you're going to want this 7-zip, which if we go, whoops. Right there, you see that's the logo. You're going to want to download. And oh, there's a lot to choose from here. So you're going to want, well, you're going to want the executable, and more than likely you're on 64-bit. I would think. I don't know what ARM64 is, so just click this download. And then once you download, you're going to go to your download folder and you're going to find this 7-zip executable. Again, install it into the program files of your secondary hard drive. Now, the second utility I would recommend downloading would be Power ISO 64. So And that's going to work together with 7-zip for unzipping stuff. And I'll get to in a minute why we need these unzippers. Download Power ISO 8.7 64-bit. I would think you want 64. All right, unless if you have a 32-bit system. So that would be the second one. So then you're going to go to your download folder and you're going to find Power ISO 64. Double click on that. And then let's see here. Does it ask us where? If I remember right, I think, oh yeah, hang on. I don't want to exit. I agree. Okay, here's where it would ask, where do we want it? Destination folder. And I want it to install in, of course, let's get rid of this because I want it to go into, not the main drive, I want it to go into the E drive, which we labeled videos, but in your case, you might have labeled secondary. And I want that in program files because all programs I'm going to install into program files. All right. So I would click there and then there, program files, and it automatically creates the Power ISO folder. So then I would hit install. I'm going to hit cancel though. Okay. Now, why do I need Power ISO and 7-zip? All right, a lot of times when you let's say you download a mod for Skyrim. And let me see if I have. Let's just go and see. New Vegas mods. Here we go. All right. Oh, great. There's all 3 of them here. Okay. When I download a folder, if you see it has .zip and this says .7z and this says .rar. And then this one here says .exe. If it says .exe, it is ready to be clicked on and run. This .7z is a, if I right click, it should say a zip file. Yeah, it is a type of file, 7-zip file. It's a zip file. So this file is automatically recognizing that I have 7-zip installed. And so it's telling me I can unzip it with 7-zip. This rare folder is recognizing that I already have Power ISO installed, and it's saying I can unzip this with Power ISO. Now this folder is zipped with just a regular Windows folder zip. That's why this one here is just a folder. I can click on it and I'm in. Oh, now this has a zip file in here. This again is just a regular folder, but this one here is a zip. So if I go in this zip, the point of a zip, I guess, is to just compact things a little bit, to make it, to put them all into one little folder and compact it for an easy download. So if I go in and unzip it, while I am in this zip folder, I don't think you can execute a program in here. So you would have to unzip and copy to desktop or copy to like a mod folder. Oh, great. That's going to take some time. So you would want to extract it to a location, which in this case, it's a New Vegas mod. So I usually have in my secondary hard drive a folder labeled New Vegas mods. So I would extract all of my New Vegas mods to that folder. And then I would be able to go in here and copy and paste all of this into my New Vegas folder. And yes, I don't use a mod manager for Skyrim or New Vegas. I install them all manually, and I have been called a masochist before when I told a friend that I install all Skyrim and New Vegas mods manually. Whatever. So I'm going to delete this off here. Okay, so keep in mind, your zip folder is not the actual program. You have to unzip a program and extract the contents of the zipped folder out of there before you can use the program or mod or whatever. So this one here, I showed you a Windows zip folder. Now if we right click on the 7-zip and you go up to 7-zip, open archive. Let's see, this is 4 gigabyte patch for FNV Fallout New Vegas. So now this is the zipped content. So I would highlight both of these, and I would go to my my secondary hard drive, and in Fallout New Vegas mods, I would click and drag this to the mod folder where I store my mods. All right, so that's the second kind of unzipping program. And the third kind of unzipping program, I like to use this one as well. I'll show you this. Power ISO has a secondary use. I'll get to that in a few minutes. I click on that, and this timer will count down. It does want you to buy it, but it is always free. I'm going to continue with trial version. Okay, so now I just unzipped that, and I can click on this, and again, click and drag to my New Vegas folder. Or I think I can right click and extract to, and I can tell it what folder I want it to extract to. Let's cancel there. Okay. Thirdly, let's see if I have it in my download folder. Thirdly, the third is this image burn. I would highly recommend getting image burn. Oh yeah, there it showed up. Official download. Here's all the different download mirrors. Let's see, digital digest beta. So these mirrors, don't ignore this. This is an ad. If you're very new and very green to computers, I can tell it's an ad. It's not telling me to install image burn, but this catches your eye first. Don't see if it has an X here. Look at this. It says ad. It's just an ad. They want you to click on it. Don't do it. Okay. These are your different mirrors that you can click on to actually download this image burn. Now, what is image burn going to be used for? Well, my friend that I'm making this video said, hey, how can I play old versions of PC games where it's a disc hard copy if my PC does not have a disk drive? And that is becoming more popular nowadays, is computers without a disk drive. Well, I can tell you the computer that I am doing this on right now does not have a disk drive, and I can even verify that. This PC, you don't see a disk drive. Okay, so this image burn, what I would recommend is getting just an old PC and putting image burn on your old PC. Your old PC should have a disk drive. You're going to open up this image burn, and what you're going to do, you'd put your disk into the disk drive of your old PC. You get it at a rummage sale for $30 or something. You are going to create image file from disk. So you're taking a disk and you're going to create a digital image of that disk. You would create that digital image on your old computer, and then once that is done, let's see here. Oh, I can't really show you an example because I don't have a disk in my computer or in my disk drive. I don't have one, but you would, no devices detected because I don't have a disk drive. Maybe your best bet would be to look up a tutorial on YouTube of how to use image burn, how to create a digital copy from a disk. So anyway, once you are done doing that, you are going to be left with, let's see, where'd it go? It's in here. Okay, so I've chosen this old disk game that I have laying around, Deus Ex 2 Invisible War, which was not a very good game, and which I feel so bad because I love Deus Ex 1 and I really liked Human Revolution. I still want to play the boy, it slips my mind now. Anyway, the one that came after Human Revolution. I haven't played it yet. So if you run this image burn and create a digital image, of the disk that is currently in the disk drive of your old computer, you will end up with a file that looks like this. It becomes a .iso file, and this says Deus Ex 2 Disk 1. It is a 2-disc game. So I made these folders here. I made this install. There's a install disk and there's a play disk. It says that right on each disk. Now I got kind of ambitious, hoping that there would be mods for this game. Unfortunately, there isn't. So I just made a folder for the install and the play so that I would know which disk is which. So on your old computer, once you have created this disk copy, you will put this onto your external hard drive and then bring it over to your new PC that does not contain a CD drive. Plug it in. And then, so I have Deus Ex 2 Disk 1, which is the install disk, and then Deus Ex 2 Disk 2, which is the play disk. So, if we open Power ISO, this is where Power ISO comes in handy. Let this timer tick down, continue trial version. Okay, I'm gonna come up here to mount. I'm gonna click the drop down. Wait, let me, where'd you go? Well, I have 2 versions open. Or two, okay, let me drag this over here. Now, right now I do not have a disk drive. If I click this drop down, I'm going to say set number of drives. I can set this up. I can tell this I have 8 disk drives. I'm only going to tell it I have 1. So why did that just pop up? Yeah, cancel. Go away. Let's close you for now. All right. Now you see, once I set the number of drive to 1, it's now saying I have a CD drive. Now it's a digital CD drive. It's not real. It's fake. But this program gives my computer the ability to read and play a digital image copy of a disc as if I had just put the disc into the disc tray and close the disc. I can, so after telling it how many disk drives I have, I'm then going to go mount image to drive F, which this says F. Mount image to drive F. So I would navigate to what hard drive I have this digital image stored in, and this was Deus Ex Invisible War. Oh, sorry, that's in my my documents. Let's see here. I need to go to main drive. Here we go. Deus Ex CDs. The install. Open that. Open. All right. So here is the digital image disk. If I choose that one, now this just changed. This is saying I have the Deus Ex 2 disk 1 is in my disk drive. So now if I right click on this, install or run program from your media. Yeah. And there we go. Let that think for a little bit. Yeah, let's launch install. Of course, I agree to all of it. Yep. And I'm going to do custom, not complete. Custom will allow me the ability, again, to choose. See, they're going to, by default, if I would not have selected custom, if I would have selected complete, by default, they would install it in the C hard drive. I don't want it there. I don't want to fill that C hard drive up. So I'm going to click change. And let's go down to this nice new E drive that we created, or in your case, it might be secondary. I'm going to put this in program files. Whoops. I can double click. Yeah, let's just say program files and hit OK. No. It didn't. Sometimes it automatically creates a new folder. So if it didn't, let's just say Deus Ex. Now here's the trouble. If I didn't do this, if I didn't put this backslash and Deus Ex in there, the trouble would be if I go into this program files folder where I have a few things installed, it would loosely put all the files and folders for that game in program files, and I definitely don't want that. So we need to make sure and have our own Deus Ex folder within program files. We'll hit next. Yeah, we better install DirectX 8, even though we're well past that. Now I don't want a start menu shortcut or a desktop menu shortcut, and I'll show you why. Yeah, install. Okay, I'm not sure how long that's gonna take. Okay, so this just popped up saying I need to install disk 2. Insert disk 2 that contains the file, whatever. Okay, so if I go back to this Power ISO, now what I could have done, which I have done before, if I would have said set number of drives 2, you probably could have put in drive 1, you could put the disk 1, and in drive 2, you could put drive 2 or disk 2, but I didn't do that. I'm just going to unmount all drives and then go back to mount. And so it's done installing disk 1. So let's hit the back arrow and go into disk 2. We're going to select that. So now it just recognized that I put disk 2 in. So let's go back to our install and say, yep, we got it in there. Go ahead. So now it's going to complete. Okay, and we're just about done here. Okay, installation complete. Would you like to read the README file now? I want to know who actually does that. Does anyone actually read the README files? Would you like to play? No, I don't. Finish. Now, here's where we're going to go back and utilize the training that I just taught you. How do I find my Deus Ex? Because remember, in installation, I deselected that I did not want a desktop icon and I did not want a start menu. So it does not show up here. How do I find it? So if you're on Windows 10, you can probably scroll down after you're hitting start, and you can find it. Or the search, let's go Deus, whoops, X, where's the, oh there, uninstall, where's the launcher? Why am I not, I don't want the uninstall. Oh, pin, no. What's going on here? Deus Ex .ex. dx2.exe. Okay, that's what the problem is. If I go into the video, the E hard drive and program files, and into the installation folder where I installed Deus Ex, the executable is dx2.exe. So if I go dx2, no, I don't want, what? Oh, I'm sorry. Well, this is a new one to me. Not exactly sure why that's not finding it. But anyway, in this case, what I want to do is be able to pull it up here the same way I did with 7-zip, and the launcher pulls up here, and I right click and pin to start. That's what I'm trying to do, is pin this Deus Ex launcher to start. What I can do is, since I found the folder, I'm going to right click on it, and I can say create shortcut. And did it create? Yeah, here's the shortcut. So it creates a shortcut within that folder. I would click and drag and place this shortcut on the desktop. I'm not sure why the icon for it is not showing up. Let me see if I can also, yeah, there, pin to start. There's Ion Launcher for Deus Ex 2. Okay, so I'm actually not going to play this game. So what I can do also, I can show you, here's this uninstall. I'm not even going to play this game. I can right click on that and say uninstall. Or what I like to do is go to the control panel, and you would probably have to type that in up here in order to, and I have pinned this to taskbar because I actually like the old school control panel better than I don't like the new settings tab. I like the old school control panel. If we go into control panel and hit uninstall a program, I can come in here, and here's Deus Ex Invisible War. Click on there, and I can say uninstall change. No, I launch the installer uninstaller. Oh, hold on, before I uninstall it, in some cases, so this was a disk copy game. It was not a digital copy game that I like Steam. It's not a Steam game. So in some cases, you may have to leave your play disc in this CD drive so that it shows up right here in order to play. And then you would probably have to right click and say play, or you would just hit the launcher. You would hit the launcher. In some cases that still does not work, even with the disc in the digital drive. So you might then have to download a no CD crack. I mean, I don't know any other workaround. If they're eliminating disk drives on PCs, I don't know a workaround. I literally have the hard copy disc for this. I just can't play it on this because I don't have a disk drive. which would lead me back to Steam. I should also touch on that. So if I go in my download folder, say, hey, I want to download a bunch of games from Steam. Do not put Steam in your main hard drive and then start downloading a bunch of games. You will fill up your main hard drive fast. So you're going to download your Steam setup. And in the same way I've showed you, you're going to go through this, and when you get to this prompt, whatever your secondary hard drive is, you are going to make sure that it does not install in your main C drive, your small one. You want it in your secondary drive and probably in your program files, so that all of your Steam games will fill up your big secondary hard drive. And then you can download all the digital Steam games without having to worry about what I just showed you, going through all the mounting digital discs, because Steam takes care of that for you. So now the last thing I'm going to touch on is, my friend also wanted to be able to play his PS2 games on an emulator on the PC. So what I'm going to recommend, what's going on here? I'm going to recommend another YouTuber. I will try to leave his link in the description, because he does a fantastic job of explaining how to set up a PlayStation 2 emulator. I'm going to give him the props, because he's very thorough, and he's good for someone who doesn't know what they're doing. And I even years ago, I spent a lot of time trying to get a PS2 emulator to work on an older PC, and it took me a very long time. And there wasn't a lot of help on the internet at the time, and I did get it to work. But even now, I enjoy using this guy's video. I'll try to leave a link in the description